from burnt to life. In the background you can see the protective tubes for the trees we've been planting today to try to regenerate this semi-arid area that's been burned not once but twice in the space of 6 years, leaving behind just shrubs and a lot of rock. In an attempt to prevent further erosion, we're putting in native species that'll provide habitat for local insects and birds and animals and help bring nature back faster, and making sure that it's the native species that are adapted for this type of climate that take over and not invasive species. We wanted to make sure that they have more friends, not just a solitary tree in the distance. These terraces you can see on the north side that doesn't get as much sun have been worked over by people over hundreds of years, initially to grow grapes, subsequently abandoned. Pines would grow, sometimes planted for their productive benefits. But maybe it's time for the native species to come back, the local ones, the ones that were here the whole time before we got involved, and bring back the nature of once yesteryear for the little pockets that we still have. Now, this vision you've had, it's not quite the reality. I'm hiding a lot of stuff like this. It's hard to just see nature nowadays, isn't it? But it also depends on how you look at nature. You could just see trees or forests, but oftentimes you can sort of zoom in on details, like this pine tree that's been dead. Who knows if it was fire or something else, but it's dead. Still providing housing for millions of insects, probably birds, for as long as we humans let it stand up. But not all cases are so dramatic. If you look here, for example, this has been burnt. And because the tree roots were deep down inside these rocks to not get affected by the fire, it was able to push new growth from the base because it already had established roots that enabled it to reach water and nutrients when everything else was dead and starting over. So this had a jump start thanks to its location, probably further away from the primary fire that burned through here. This is what happens when we let nature do its thing. It's inaccessible, so thusly it's what nature would have looked like in our absence. But because we've had quite a bit of input on how nature goes, it looks more like that. Denuded, but with potential. So this to end the day for planting some 90 trees as part of an experiment to see if we can improve trees' abilities to establish themselves in semi-arid areas by using natural soil amendments such as biochar. Results in 5 years.